All right, hello everyone, welcome to the Black Nationalist channel. And what I want to talk today is about something that's kind of serious, and it's in regards to the Section 230 Gonzalez versus Google. There are other cases, I believe that there are 4 in total, but this one I really want to talk about because I do feel that it is important. So, to give you some background, this is supposed to be seen in the Supreme Court this month. What happened in November 2015, there was a series of coordinated terrorism attacks that occurred in Paris. At least 130 people were killed by the terrorists. The Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS, took responsibility for the attack. Now, among those killed was a single American, Naomi Gonzalez, a 23-year-old student. And her family began to seek legal remedies against Google, the parent company of YouTube. Their suit argued that through its recommendation system that tailors content based on user profiles, YouTube led users towards recruitment videos for ISIS and were partially responsible for Gonzalez's death. So, this is the reason why YouTube, as well as you have Twitch, Facebook, any other part of social media on the internet that is being protected under Section 230. They're bringing that into question if that should stand or whatnot. Now, Google has defended itself by relying on the Section 230 as part of the Telecommunication Act of 1996, which provides immunity from content published on an internet service provider's platform by third-party users. Now, in their appeal to the Supreme Court, the Gonzalez family, the family focused more on YouTube algorithm that has been tailored to deliver content believed to be of interest to the end user, arguing that while this was automatically done, it was a form of moderation that Section 230 does not fully cover. So, what is within this Section 230? What is it that it does? Section 230 protects hosting, displaying, or sharing content from other people. And also, it protects the organization, display, and the recommendation of content from others. And the stakes could not be higher because a decision undermining Section 230 would make websites either remove potentially controversial material or shut their eyes to objectionable content to avoid knowledge of it. So, here are some things that are at risk because we do know what 230, it protects content recommendation. Some legal risks for recommending or organizing content will reduce useful services like showing the best job listing the most relevant products, or displaying the most helpful videos or recipes, songs, or sources of news, entertainment, and information. Those are the things that could be put in jeopardy if Supreme Court were to shut down this Section 230. So let's just say, for instance, in the Black community, especially in the conscious Black community, that we speak against white supremacy. And we're always talking about that and how it's detrimental upon our people. And we try to uplift our people on how to fight against that. We also bring news and information to our people that's going to be beneficial to them. Well, your algorithm could be affected. If those of you who's already facing shadow banning, you're more than likely your channel could be shut down. Those who are small, such as myself, may not be able to grow. That is if the Supreme Court were to allow this Section 30 to be shut down in so many ways. Let's also go further talking about the Section 230. Now, the whole point of it all is supposed to support expression online. And we know that when it comes to Black content, especially in the conscious area of black content, we see that individuals' expressions are normally taken down. So it's kind of hard for us to say that we are protected under Section 230, but either way, it's supposed to support free expression online. That's what it's supposed to do. Now, the legal risk of everything under 230 is that it will leave consumers with less choice to engage on the internet and less opportunity to work, play, learn, shop, create, and participate in the exchange of ideas online. So again, if the Gonzalez family were to win, those little things that I have just mentioned, they could be affected. Those who are on gaming platforms, they can be affected. Those who just want to learn, they can be affected. Who wants to shop, who wants to create. Any little thing, any type of activism, any type of information, as I have made mention, all of that is going to be affected, and all of that could come shutting down. Your channel could be shut down. That's the point of it all. Your channel could be shut down. And again, we're living under a system of white supremacy, and we know whose channels are going to be affected the most. It's going to be those who speaks against white supremacy. Even though the ISIS videos that was recruiting, that took place of the Paris attack in 2015 of November, which unfortunately one of the young ladies who was American, Gonzalez, she was killed because of that. YouTube did not take down their channel. But I can guarantee you, people who, and I'm not going to lie, those who have videos of folks being beheaded, videos of some type of sexual type of animes or any type of sexual content, their videos more than likely might stay up. And I'm just tell you why. Because we are living in a system where white supremacy don't want their scars to be exposed. They don't want all of that to be exposed. They want to try to use whatever it is that they can to cover up their scars that they have created. And we are the ones that are suffering from it, from white supremacy. So those who want to speak against white supremacy, you might want to be careful. But you know what? I don't even want to say you might want to be careful. I don't want to say that because it's almost sound like being a coward. It's just that you might want to tailor the way how you talk, because they really trying to clamp down on this very hard. And this is being looked at right now during this month. And I'm surprised that it's not even making national news. That's what I'm surprised. It's not even trending on Twitter, because Twitter is also going to be affected as well. All social media accounts, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and it's going to change the way how we use the internet. It's going to change the way how we use the internet. Now, without the Section 230, websites with fewer resources, like I said myself, would be less likely to review and moderate egregious content for fear of litigation based on their knowledge of that content. Services could become less useful and less trustworthy as efforts to root out scams, fraud, conspiracies, malware, violence, harassment, and more are stifled. So conspiracies. Do you know how they like to say conspiracy theories and things of that nature? Your channel could be, if you talk about stuff like that, your channel more than likely could take a suffer. Now, here is something else that I also want to talk about. Let's see here. And I'm going to make sure that I post these on the websites in the description as well. I'm going to do my best to make sure that I can do so. But I do want to speak upon, as I may mention, that there were some other cases. I know that there's 4 in total, and we already spoke about one. But the Supreme Court is expected to discuss whether to hear 2 other cases that challenges the laws in Texas and Florida, barring online platforms from taking down certain political content. Next month, which is March, the court is scheduled to hear a case that questions Section 230, a 1996 statute that protects the platform from liabilities for the content posted by the users. So, political content. Now, we all know people talked about the jab, and individuals have suffered from it. If you speak against anything political, no, 9 times out of 10, right now, your channel is really going to be shut down. Because, see, here's the thing. Say, for example, if you speak out against anything that's going on corrupt in the government, YouTube, based upon the way how they write their algorithms, they could cite your channel and they could say that it is speaking of something conspiracy theory, or they could say that it is a scam. They could strike your channel down. They could really take it down because they don't want to face any type of liability. They don't want to face that. So in order to make sure that they don't face that and have anyone to sue, then they'd rather just get rid of your channel altogether, and then you have to start all over again and rebuilding your channel. But this time, like I said, you have to be careful at what you say and how you say it in order to keep your channel from being dinged or just removed altogether. This is something serious because it's going to affect a lot of content creators, people who uses YouTube as a source of means. It looks like you might have to try to have something else as another source of means to make money. Because if this was to go through, this Gonzalez versus Google, if it was to go through, then we're going to see a lot of people channels that's going to be shut down. I like listening to the New Black Media. I really do like listening to that. And I will say this. I don't want anything to happen to these brothers and sisters channel. But the way how they are talking, their channels could probably be affected. I don't want that to happen. So we need to make each other aware of this type of situation that is happening today, this month. They're looking into it this month, into Section 230, the Supreme Court. And right now, we are protected under that umbrella. The last thing, we need a new source of information that is going to talk about our issues, which is what the New Black Media does. It speaks upon our issues. It talks about that. We need that to continue to keep going. We don't need to live in fear or anything like that. But what we also want to do, we want to tailor our conversation so that you won't get your page struck down or your page removed completely. I don't want any of that to happen to anyone. So this is the reason why I'm speaking out on this situation, because it can take place. It's going to affect a lot of people, especially those in the conscious part of the Black community. And I just know I just know that I do not want any of us of our channels to be taken down because of this. And it's very unfortunate, like I said, that the young lady, Gonzalez, who was in Paris, is very unfortunate that she died. But her families, they are taking action against YouTube, against Google. That's what they're doing. They're taking action against this. And this can affect us. That's why I mentioned off, and I have read where it may mention of conspiracy. It may mention of information. It talks about those who do plan. It talks about those who doing searches, information. It talks about those who wants to learn, those who wants to create, know how to create. All of these videos, all of these channels, they can all be affected. Every last one of them can become affected and getting their channels removed because of this situation. So this is a matter of free speech that is being curtailed. This is, see, when people got Biden in the office, Biden has always been against free speech. I don't care what anybody says. He has always been against free speech. The way how America is going is starting to look like China. They want to tell you what you should say and how you should say it. And they want to make sure that you don't speak against government issues. They want to make sure that you don't speak against anything, any government issues. They want to make sure that you don't say anything that's on a borderline of conspiracy theories. If you talked about the jab, which everyone who did talk about it, we saw their channel get taken down or shadow banned We saw that took place. Well, now, if they were to remove the protection of Section 230, guess what? There's no coming back for you. People can now sit up and say, oh, you out here spreading misinformation, so let me sue you. This is where this thing is going. Let me sue you. Because see, now you're over here spreading false information. Even though you're not spreading false information, whoever is listening to you can take it as saying that you're spreading false information. Or in other words, Big Brother. Big Brother can say you're spreading false information, and they can sue you for that information, even though you're getting the information from them. You see what I'm saying? So the lies that they telling, they want to come after you. It's crazy. This really is crazy, and it's very unfortunate as to what's going on. But we are living under a system of white supremacy. We are living under a system of white supremacy, and by us living under this system, it's like no matter what we do, no matter how hard we try to tailor our conversations, no matter how hard we try to make sure that we don't say anything wrong that is going to come after our channels, it doesn't matter what. That's why I have read off of the situations that is going to be affected on your channel. On your channel. Let me go back and reread it again. Let me go back and reread it again. Let's go back here. Let us go back, because I want to make sure that everyone gets this. So again, Section 230, it supports free expression online. That's what it's supposed to do. Without Section 230, some websites will be forced to overblock filtering content that could create any potential legal risk. It might shut down some services altogether. Your page could be shut down. That will leave consumers with less choice to engage on the internet and less opportunity to work, play, learn, shop, create, and participate in the exchange of ideas online. So whatever it is that YouTube may deem as something that could go up against them, they could shut down your channel, or they could shadow ban you. Okay? And like I said, for right here, legal risk for recommended or organizing content will reduce useful services like showing the best job listing, listing the most relevant products, or displaying the most helpful videos or recipes, songs, or sources of news, entertainment, and information. Because see, Section 230 is supposed to protect the ability of online services and the users to highlight relevant, useful content from others. So without that, the things that I have just mentioned, that is going to reduce that. So if you're looking for any type of source of news, the new black media, we in the conscious community, we look to them as a source of news. They can become affected. Because if this Section 230 was not to be, if it was to be overruled, if the Gonzalez family were to win, then that Section 230 that was passed in 1996, it could become null and void. And then everyone is going to be left out in the open. Content creators, you might want to start saying, okay, let me see if I could have myself another money maker on the side to help me out. And I'm talking about all content creators. I'm not just talking about the new black media. I'm talking about all content creators, no matter what it is. Because those who are looking for certain information, those who are looking for people who wants to get secular news, those who are looking for jobs or training, things to that nature, if they feel, I kid you not, depending upon that person who's watching your stuff, they could take offense to it, and they can report you, and YouTube can either shadow ban you or just remove your content altogether. Why? Because they don't want to be sued again, because the Section 230 is no longer protecting them. So they are going to make sure that they do what they possibly can to protect themselves. And we have to make sure that we do what we can to protect ourselves by tailoring what we say. So hopefully someone has gotten some benefits from this. I am going to keep my eyes and ears close upon this, because again, like I said, that they are already talking about it this month. I'm surprised this is something that is not hasn't blown up on Twitter talking about it's trending or anything to that nature. I'm very surprised at that. But this is something that's going to change and affect the way how we use the internet altogether. This is the way how it's going to affect even TikTok. If you use TikTok, even TikTok is looked at upon as well. Now, when Trump wanted to ban TikTok, everybody and their mama attacked him. But now you got individuals over here saying that they want to ban TikTok. So, whatever social media that you use, make sure that you use it and be careful with it. It's unfortunate that it seems like we have to speak in code. That's what it sounds like, that we have to speak in code in order to make sure that our channels does not get shadow banned or taken down completely. This is why I feel, this is why I'm kind of nervous, especially for our new black media channels that we look up to and that we listen. It's because they can look at whoever it is that's listening to it, they can look at it and say that this is conspiracy theory talk or this is radical talk. And they might try to do what they possibly can by trying to take it down. I don't want any of that to happen. So this is why I feel that this is very important information that needs to be said. It needs to be said and it needs to be heard. So I do hope that everyone enjoyed this video, and I will be back again. Thank you.